going to hear firsthand
No,
what it
I think
feels
it's
like
wonderful.
to be
I'm
near
very proud
the
of
end
him.
of your
I have
life
two other children at home, a
and then
17-year-old daughter and a
receive
16-year-old
a
son,
transplant,
and I'm
a
proud of all
liver
three of my kids.
transplant.
They've been through what
And
Kristopher
it really gives me a lot of pleasure to introduce this gentleman, because when I did my walk across Canada, he was there for me,
But what he's doing,
and he
not
looked
every
after me.
kid walks across
And he
Canada
did so many
for a
things that I'll treasure it right up to today. Everybody, please give Mr. Fox Moran a round of applause.
We don't know how long he's going to live. If he gets his liver, if he's going to live, we don't know what's going to happen, and I don't want
what's wrong
to miss
with
anything in life that I can let him have.
Just kidding.
Before.
Thank you. Good morning. I just want to mention, just very briefly,
yeah, I'm just driving. I'm just
today you're witnessing
standing all the way to make sure he's
an endeavor that's being taken upon by this young
But it's
fellow
quite a commitment for you, though.
of such great importance.
huge commitment for my whole family.
And I think that this
kids at home, and we're all
information and the
to
need
do this walk. We're committed to make a difference.
of
Kristopher
liver
deserves a liver, and
organ and
it's time
tissue
for him to get his
donation
liver, and
is so
he'll
great.
make a noise when he does.
Okay, thanks, Kelly.
The people
So
need the information out there, the awareness, and it has to start
Yikes.
in our homes, in our communities, in our cities, and across the nation.
That's very nice.
I myself
That's good.
received a
Thanks,
liver
Kelly.
transplant 4.5 years ago, and if it wasn't for the decision of the people that lost their loved one, as tragic as that was, I wouldn't be alive today. And this young fella is wishing for an extension of life, like some of us that we have. We have been given an extension of life as a result of transplants and organ and tissue donations. So I think everybody across Canada needs to get behind this young fella with their support and the need of awareness about organ and tissue donation is very, very important. So with that, I thank you, and I really want to wish this young fella a lot of luck. Our prayers are with him as he walks and as he travels across Canada and makes his way across Canada. Our prayers from our Aboriginal community will always be with him. Thank you.
Thank you, Fox. Just so to give you a little touch of what Kristopher has been able to accomplish while he's been here this very short time in Edmonton. Yesterday he was introduced by Minister Gary Marr at the the Legislative Assembly. This afternoon he'll be meeting with the Lieutenant Governor. Tomorrow he's going to be honored with the First Nations at a sweat lodge, and for you children that don't know what that means, ask your mom and dads. And on Sunday he'll be out from about 1 to 5 out at West Edmonton Mall. Of course, it was all topped off by this tremendous event here, Mayor Bill Smith, and I want to thank people like Don Belanger and Bud Tree and Roger Page and all those others. But as Bill Smith certainly knows, if we started thanking every Edmonton volunteer, well, we'd include all of Edmonton. Thank you all for being here. Kristopher and the Mayor will be here for a few minutes, I believe, for interviews or some talk. But at the end, make sure when you're out there talking around that it is important, in fact vital, to sign the donor cards. And unfortunately, that isn't the end of it. There has to be some change in legislation to make sure that when you sign your donor card, or when you're old enough to do it, that when that time comes, and God forbid that it ever should, but we all know the realities of life, that is honored by you signing a donor card and helping somebody else live. Thank you all, and have a great day in this City of Champions, and thank you all for being here.
I have one more little presentation to make, as you know that we're hosting the World's Masters Games here in 2005, and I would like to, George, present you with a hat.
Thank you. Now, before we get to Chris, I do want to thank Mayor Bill Smith for coming up. Mayors have extremely busy schedules, we know that. As soon as he heard about this, he wanted in. And we're so happy because Edmonton is a very important city. It's a big city. And having your mayor come up here and support this cause sends a very positive signal throughout your community. And also want to thank Mother Teresa Elementary School this morning for organizing a great reception for Chris. So, let's introduce the next and final guest speaker. Hold on, Chris. I know, see, that's because, you know, this guy's got so much energy. It's just unbelievable. Like, right after he probably finishes this, he's gonna want to keep doing things, and he wants to go to the West Edmonton Mall, and he wants all kinds of things. Let me tell you something. I met this young boy during my campaign across Canada, and I met in Sarnia a 10-year-old boy at the time that had a big smile on his face and wanted to carry this torch across his city, and he carried it like a champ. And at the end of the day, he lifted up his shirt and showed me all the scars on his stomach and told me he was on the waiting list for a liver transplant. And that nearly floored me because I wouldn't have had even the slightest indication or thought that anything was wrong with him. And when he told me this with a smile, I thought I just met the most amazing human being. As I was making my way back after finishing my campaign, I met Kristopher again 2 years later. And again, he had this big smile. He was waiting in Sarnia. And again, he wanted to carry the torch. I thought for sure he had received his liver transplant. Sadly, he told me he was still waiting. But he expressed a wish to me. And his wish was to carry a torch across Canada. Not Sarnia anymore, Canada. And I thought, you know, I wish I could pull this off for him, because it seemed like impossible. You know, a boy that's been in and out of the hospital practically his whole life, waiting for a liver transplant. I just thought it was impossible to do. After finding out that his family was behind him, his doctor was behind him, his school was behind him, his whole community was behind him, I agreed to be his road manager. And you know what? I think I did my walk to meet this young, courageous man, this amazing young man. And please welcome Kristopher Knowles.
First, I'd like to thank my road team. On my right, road manager George Marcello. Assistant road manager for Edmonton, Don Clark. I'd like to thank Fox and his team. I'd like to thank my dad / driver for the motorhome, Kelly Knowles, in the back. And at the very, very back in the orange, we got making a movie on me and documentary person, Merle Roberts. Also your mayor. All the media and Apple News. Hi, my name is Kristopher Knowles. I am 14 years old. I've been waiting for a liver my whole life. The disease that caused me needing a liver is called Biliary Atresia. It is a common disease among infants. Most infants die shortly after birth. So far, I've been fortunate enough to still be alive. I've been in and out of the hospital most of my life. I've had over 20 operations that saved my life. I'm doing this walk to bring awareness to the shortage of organ and tissue needed. That's why I thought to myself that there is a way to save people's lives. And if I save a lot of lives, it makes us all worthwhile. That's why I'm walking across Canada, to save the 4,000 men, women, and children that are in need of an organ. I'm trying to inspire everybody to be an organ donor. Tell your friends and family about your wishes. And if you do, you're my hero as well as everybody else's. Please don't take your organs to heaven. Heaven knows we need them here. Alone, I can't do this, but together we can. Please make my wish come true. Thank you.